Hello, thank you for joining me for today's video. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, in Australia. The products that I'm using for today are the Grassy stamp set, and we're going to use the coordinating dies. I'm using this big tree die and the two little deers. We're also using In the Moment stamp set. These are new in the 2022 to 2023 annual catalogue. Stylish shape stars. They're lovely. You've got the squares, the circles and the banners, and they're all stitched. And I've got some blends for colouring. We've got light and dark so saffron. I'm going to do her dress in Calypso Coral this time, so light and dark Calypso Coral. I've then got light petal pink, ivory, and the dark soft suede. We're also going to need some Pool Party ink and black memento. Let's get started. Let's do our stamping first, and then we'll do some colouring. I'm going to stamp my lady. Now, this is a largish stamp, and this is a small stamp pad, so I find it easier to apply the stamp pad to the stamp rather than turning it over and putting the stamp in the stamp pad. I just find that I get better coverage doing it like that. Just got a scrappy piece of paper. We're going to stamp the sentiment. And I forgot to mention, because I just didn't open my eyes and see them, we also want the soft suede and the evening evergreen ink, which we're going to use just to stamp on the inside of the card. Deer in the corner over there. And I'm going to stamp my tree so that he looks like he's behind the trees. Now, I've cut my trees out of a piece of DSP. Both times I've actually used the New Horizon DSP, and this is one of the reverse sides which has the blotchy green on it. I can't remember which one that was, but that's what that one looks like on the other side. I'm going to take my dark soft suede blends and just colour in the tree trunks. I'm going to start with my light so saffron and just colour in her hat. Dark so saffron just to give it a bit of depth. Light Calypso Coral for the dress. Again, just highlight bits of it with the dark Calypso Coral. Gonna do the fold on the sleeves as well. Ivory for her hair. And some of the light petal pink for her arms. Now, the next thing on my next order is going to be the flesh tones in the blends, because those are lovely and they've given us lots of different tones. We're not worrying about the wine glass or the table because we don't want those here. Then you need to fussy cut her out. There we go. That's her cut out. Now I've got my piece of cardstock for the background there. Taking my blending brush and my Pool Party ink. We're going to blend it. Now, I know that we usually say start blending off so that you get a nice smooth finish, but I'm not fussed about that because I want it to look like clouds or sky, so it can have a bit of blotchiness in it. If you're not sure if you've done enough, just put that over and then you'll see where you need to do a little bit more. The whole piece doesn't need to be blended very smoothly or very evenly because that's all going to be covered by your tree die cut. So you just want enough that it's showing through the white spaces. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. Alright, so I've die cut my deer in soft suede and I'm going to have her peeping through the trees over there. We just want to see where we want it. Just position it so she's over there checking that baby's following, and baby's gonna be, oh dear baby, you bent your leg. Behind her there, okay. Now her tail's come over. Alright, so I know it always seems a bit crazy that you put everything exactly where you want it and then go and lift it up so that you can stick it down and just hope that you're going to get it back in the same place. But as long as it's more or less, it's going to be fine. And then we're going to stick our piece of DSP over the top, and these two are the same size, so it should fit exactly. I'll put a bit of glue behind the tree trunks here. Go, and we're going to have our lady who's standing at the edge of the forest looking to see what she can see. And I did cut her dress a bit longer just because I didn't want it too short. It's easier to cut it down than to try and have to somehow extend it. So we'll just cut that off the edge there. And for my sentiment, you can see that that's quite small because I wanted a small sentiment, and all of those banner dies are quite long. Now, clearly, this tiny little one wasn't going to work because it's too narrow to fit the sentiment. What I've done is I've taken this second one, and let's just bring in my mini cut and emboss machine so that I can show you how I adjusted it. We're going to put that down. I do want my sentiment here towards the top so that we've got space to put our decorative dots underneath. It should be straight. Now what we're going to do is take that and position it so that this end is closer. Now you can feel, because it's got the stitching, it will grab where it is. I can feel that that's hooked in there, so that that is going to be straight. And put it back down, run it through, and it's going to cut off the end, and I now have a good size for my sentiment. Evening Evergreen card base, we're going to just fold it in half. Our scene on the front. My insert with my deer is going inside. And for this one, I'm just sticking the sentiment flat. And I'm going to use my sweet sorbet dots. Put one of the bigger ones in the middle and a little one on either side. So I hope that you enjoy using the Grassy Grove dies. I quite like adding the little girl from In the Moment. She just looks lovely peeping into the forest. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you like my YouTube videos, please subscribe to my channel and you'll get informed every time I put up a new video. Until the next time, happy crafting.